So, new year again and a new yearly video. I've been quite busy recently and I'm sure you feel the same way. I decided I want to make a comeback to YouTube and start posting videos more regularly again, and I thought what better way to start than helping you guys to make your own academic comeback. See, the problem with these types of videos is that everyone always talks about the same boring things like how to revise. But this doesn't work because every single subject or course is different, and most importantly, every single person is different. The truth is, figuring out how to improve your studies is a very personal thing, and only you know what works best for you. So instead of wasting time repeating what you've heard 100 times before, I'm going to be taking a different approach. I'll be offering advice and different ways of thinking about problems that you can implement in your life starting today. Finding a purpose to come back. Why purpose matters. The key message here is that having a purpose gives you the drive when you inevitably face setbacks. Purpose helps overcome these challenges and will push you forwards. It gives meaning to your work, it makes you stay motivated. And when you feel like quitting, you won't, because you know in your heart that whatever you're working towards truly means something to you. So that's all very nice to hear, but how do you actually discover your purpose? Well, first you have to do a little bit of reflection. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve and why? For example, I want to get into a great university because it's a stepping stone into starting the best career, which is obviously dentistry. Then you have to also think long term. What kind of future do you want to build for yourself? Write down your vision for 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years from now. There's a really fun way to do this. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. I think it's a lettering system called Future Me, and you basically write emails to be sent for yourself in the future. For example, for every birthday you have, you can write an email to be sent to yourself for the next birthday. And I feel like it's a very good way to reflect and see how much you've accomplished. And the third thing you should consider is that you should break it down. Link your purpose to smaller goals. For example, if your end goal is to become a doctor, first you need to succeed in biology. And how do you succeed in biology? Well, you need to do practice papers, you need to do practice questions, you need to understand the content. All of these things add up. And each step is one step closer to your future. Your purpose doesn't have to be perfect or fully clear right now. It's okay to start small. What's important is that you're working towards something that excites and inspires you. If you have your own purpose, put it down in the comments below and let's see if anyone else gets inspired. Whether you've got it all planned out or you're still exploring options, I've got something exciting to share with you. And it's all thanks to today's sponsor, King's InterHigh. You probably would have heard of the International Baccalaureate, or IB for short. It's a globally recognized qualification that opens doors to some of the best universities around the world. It's a very good choice to consider if you want a well-rounded education with global recognition. But they don't only offer the IB, they also offer education from ages 7 to 19 with primary, secondary and A-level education. But here's where it gets even more interesting. King's InterHigh makes studying extremely flexible. They're the UK's top online school, offering students the chance to complete their studies entirely online from the comfort of your very own home. This pretty much means you can join your live interactive lessons from anywhere, whether it's your bedroom, a cafe, or even whilst traveling. Their approach blends high quality teaching with new trending technology to create an engaging and fun learning experience, empowering you to thrive and achieve your goals, whatever they may be. It's perfect for students who want flexibility. Maybe you have other commitments, or maybe you simply prefer an independent learning environment. If this sounds like the kind of opportunity you've been looking for, all the details will be in the description below. You'll find everything you'll need to know about how King's InterHigh could fit into your future. A big thank you for King's InterHigh for sponsoring this video. Understand that your failures have never really been failures. This section is another part about reflection. Key message here is that you can't fix what you don't understand. Reflection is the first step into making an effective comeback. As the saying goes, nothing changes if nothing changes. If you think what you've been doing hasn't been effective, then you need to make a change, and you need to realize that now. Reflection isn't about beating yourself up for what went wrong. It's about becoming your own detective. Think of your past failures as clues rather than verdicts. Each one holds a valuable lesson of what didn't work and most importantly, why. You should identify patterns. For example, was social media your kryptonite? Did procrastination leave you cramming everything a few nights before? Or maybe you simply didn't understand the material and you were too afraid to ask for help. And the common thing is that you didn't even know what you didn't know. Pinpointing these patterns that occur over and over again, which I'm sure you're tired of, helps you avoid repeating these same mistakes. So reflection helps to stop this repetition. And that brings me on to my next point, which is you have to prevent repeating mistakes. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We need to stop this cycle, and by learning from our past, we need to create smarter and more effective learning strategies going forwards. You need to redefine what failure means to you. Instead of seeing setbacks as the end of the road, treat them as a speed bump, something that slows you down but doesn't stop you. Every failure is valuable feedback. Make sure you make the most of it. Changing your habits. The key message here is that your habits shape your success. Build small, consistent routines to create big results over time. So why do habits matter? You probably haven't thought of this before, but habits are powerful because they take the decision out of the equation. Instead of waking up every day and deciding whether you should or shouldn't study, good habits make it automatic, like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. There's something new I'm going to introduce to you, and it's called decision fatigue. The name is quite self-explanatory, but when you reduce decision fatigue, you're saving energy for more important tasks, like actually understanding what you're studying. Think of it this way: if your brain is like a phone battery, habits are like a low power mode that keeps it running smoothly. And eventually, when you create these habits, they become second nature. At first, no one's going to lie to you and say it's easy. It's going to be hard. But over time, all your effort and hard work will add up, and your results will show for it. So how do we train ourselves to develop these new habits? Well, the key here, like with everything else I'm going to mention, is to start small. Trying to change everything at once is near impossible. Your diet, your study routine, your sleep schedule leads to burnout. Instead, pick one habit only that you want to work on first. For example, if you're inconsistent with studying, try to commit showing up to the same time every single day. Even if you only study for 10 minutes at first, the key is consistency, not perfection. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up consistently, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Now let's talk about flow state. Distractions might seem harmless. Just a quick scroll through Instagram or reply to a message, but they derail your focus much more than you realize. Each time your concentration is broken, your brain takes extra time to refocus. This constant start and stop cycle wastes precious minutes, adds stress, and stops you from achieving your productive flow state. If you haven't heard of flow state before, you've probably actually already experienced it. Flow state is that sweet spot when you're fully immersed in what you're doing, losing track of time and getting things done effortlessly. You may have experienced it when doing work, when working on a hobby or project, or even when you're playing games. Distractions, however, pull you out of this zone, leaving you frustrated and unproductive. By eliminating distractions, you free up mental space, so you can focus and accomplish more in less time. So how do you eliminate distractions? The first step is creating a space that is designed to put you in a good mood to be productive. For me, it's my desk and my equipment around me. Personally, I love a clean space, so a clutter-free desk is number one priority. A messy desk equals a messy mind. Keep only the essentials: books, notes, headphones, laptop, all the essential stuff. Everything else can go. But basically, you want to create a space that's personalized to you, that makes you want to sit down, because an uncomfortable workspace can be its own distraction. Track your progress. The key message here is that seeing how far you've come will keep you inspired to keep going. Tracking progress is more than just measuring outcomes. It's about celebrating small wins, recognizing growth, and staying consistent. Progress isn't always linear for everyone, but when you see tangible evidence of improvement, make sure to write it down somewhere. A simple way is just to use a calendar or to check boxes off a list. Every day, once you complete a study session, just do a little tick. Get that little dopamine release in your brain, and you'll feel much better for it. You'll become addicted to the check marks, and you won't want to break the chain. It's these little things that we need to do in our lives to make studying more interesting, because it can be super boring. And this visual representation can at least reassure you and show you that you're going along the right lines. Watching everything closely isn't just about celebrating. It's also about learning what works best for you and then adapting for this. Progress is personal. What works best for you might not work well for me, and that's completely fine. And you never know if you never try. And if you're not going to experiment now, then when else are you going to do it? Every step forward is proof that you're capable of achieving your goals. Your progress might be slow, but it's still progress. So I just wanted to say that I've mentioned a lot of detail in this video. You don't need to do every single one. Just focusing on one important thing which resonated with you is good enough, and you'll slowly start to see your progress. Your academics will improve over time. I appreciate you so much if you've watched until the very end. If you have any comments, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you think. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in everything and anything you decide to do.